Hello, girls, guys, or otherwise. This is Rich with another Witchy Wednesday. Just a little heads up. Well, that one already went out, but the other two lights over here are going to go on in about 5 minutes because it is approaching 10 o'clock, and that's whenever the timer's set. Um, Today we are talking about the third eye. I almost forgot to actually introduce what we're talking about. Um, Witchy Wednesday, we're talking about the third eye chakra today. Let me take off my watch because, whew, you ever have one of those days where you're just sweating just enough that anything on you makes you feel just a little uncomfortable. Taking off the rings, setting those aside. Let's grab our coffee, grab your tea, grab your beverage, whatever it may be. I am drinking Twinkie Cappuccino. Uh, I think it's Hostess, right? That has Twinkies and snowballs and ding dongs and all that. Well, they have a Keurig line of it's powdered cappuccino and whatnot. And it's not terrible, but that's what I have is Twinkie Cappuccino. And it even kind of looks like a Twinkie has been liquefied. But not terrible. So sit on back and relax, and we're going to go over the third eye chakra. Uh, Going through, let's see, we have our little props here. First of all, it is the seat of intuition. It sits, let's see if I can do this. Should I do this during the entire video? Just like right like that? Because that is like right where it sits, right there. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. That's cheesy and pandering, and we don't want to pander. It is cheesy though, and I kind of find it funny. Anyway, this is the seat of intuition. This is the one that most people, whenever they're starting up, their intuitive practice or intuitive path, this is what most people think. You go straight to the third eye and just open that wide open without giving any consideration to any of the other chakras. I think it is my belief that you should work from the bottom up, because the bottom three especially are like your foundation. You have the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra. Those are your roots, or I mean, those are your foundational parts of who you are and whatnot, and addressing whether or not those are well in balance. And then we go on to the throat chakra, making sure that you're able to communicate and listen effectively. And then we come to the third eye chakra, which is, like I said, the seat of intuition. It is located at the center of the forehead, like right between your eyebrows there. It is the center of wisdom, conscious, and higher consciousness. It allows for clear thought, spiritual contemplation, self-reflection, and it has to do with clairvoyance, self-awareness, higher wisdom, visualization, which is a hard thing to say, clarity, discernment, imagination, and creative dreaming. So, I mean, this is like a powerhouse of the mental and working through parts about your spiritual practice and whatnot. So, that's what it covers. Now, if it is blocked, and I do want to caveat this with my normal caveat, I am not a medical professional, so do not take this as medical professional advice. Do seek out somebody who is a medical professional and work in tandem with them as you're opening your chakras and whatnot to make sure that these are not more underlying issues. So when blocked, you may have headaches, eye strain, blurred vision, sinus issues, hearing problems, dizziness, and disassociation. So basically, you're sitting there and you're like, yeah, I'm not really like feeling connected to anything. Concentration issues, nightmares, sleep disturbances, mental fog, which I can relate, and confusion. Again, not a medical professional. A lot of these could have medical situations that need to be addressed. So do take that as a caution. If you are having these issues, work in tandem with medical professionals to make sure it's not something more serious. You can also be thinking, overthinking, worrying, have self-doubt, closed-mindedness, feeling lost, a lack of confidence, or absence of intuition. Now, for those of us who are tarot readers out there, this is a major part of our practice, is making sure that we are open and receptive, that 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 the third eye chakra itself is properly opened and willing to receive, that you are willing to receive messages, and that you are making sure that your messages can come through so you can pass them on to others as need be, or so you can get them for yourself as need be. So this is a big part. Whenever I do, and I've told this story before, so forgive me for retelling a story, but it's one of those things. My channel, my rules. I'm gonna tell stories several times over before everybody gets tired of it, and there goes the lights. With that being said, let me go ahead and turn on that light. Okay, and no, that's way too much light. Okay, maybe that much. Okay, who cares? So anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, I've told this story before, and I'll probably tell it again in the future. Whenever I first put down a tarot spread, I get that initial, oh crap, what's going to happen? Am I going to lose all ability to be intuitive and be connected and be able to do this reading for somebody? Whether they paid me or not, if I can't do the reading, or if I'm not receiving any messages, I'm not going to fake it, especially not for somebody else. For myself, I might push myself through it, but I might not put as much stock in the messages that I get in that situation. But I have these situations where I'll put down the spread, and I call it let's get the magics up and running. If you guys know where that phrase comes from, extra points to you, because Willow is awesome. Screw you, anybody who says otherwise. Even though Giles is my favorite, I think. I think I would pick Giles as my favorite. And I've already given away all the points there, so yeah, if you don't know from those couple references, yeah. Anyway, let's see. So I have this situation where I say I need to get the magics up and running. I need to take a second and look over the entire space of what's there, and I need to start priming the pump, so to speak. So it's like, okay, the first card may be the Queen of Swords in reverse, which seems to evidently come up a lot in readings that I do. I mean, I think we all have that one person in our life. Usually whenever it's the Queen of Swords in reverse for me, usually that's a female person. But we all have that one person that is a little bit too abrasive in our life, that they are just, you're kind of afraid to deal with them. But anyway, I'm getting lost in the weeds here. Anyway, I'll start with maybe that first one. I'll be like, okay, this is the standard definition, and then stuff will start coming to me. And by the time I reach quarter of the way through, I'm just going bam, 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 bam. This one relates to this one by this, and this and that one with that one. And because this one's in reverse, then if you wanted to change that reversal, you can just do this instead, and fix that position and this and that. And I will go through a reading and I will start rattling off all of these different things. And those of you who have gotten a reading from me have seen this play out. And those of you who haven't gotten a reading from me, maybe in the future you will. But or maybe I can do one on here live on the channel and whatnot. Maybe we'll do that in the future. But I will have this instance whenever I first start of, oh my gosh, do I have an absence of intuition? And it's really like, the third eye chakra is starting to rev up, and it's starting to slowly open and slowly open. And by the time I'm like a quarter of the way through the reading, it's just full on open and things are coming through. And sometimes people are coming through, and I'm getting messages for this person from somebody else that's dead, or you know somebody who they know, uh, or somebody that they know has somebody that has passed away that they're trying to get a message across. But that absence of intuition is a sign that your third eye is not entirely that open. So, what can we do about a third eye? If it is blocked, in order to open it, um, open your mind and try something new. This is an easy, basic way. Uh, if you are into cooking, or maybe you're not into cooking, maybe you like to order out a lot because you're just not that into cooking. Opening your mind by trying something new, like cooking, or trying a new recipe, or trying to cook something in a different way or from a different culture, having a different culture's food. If you're one that orders out all the time, or maybe you never order out, maybe ordering out from some place that is different from the normal food that you eat. If you are a bookworm, I got lots of books, but a lot of my books are nonfiction, pagan, witchy, religious, centered in some way. And I don't have much time in my day to read nonfiction books. I love nonfiction books, but don't always have a chance to read it. One way that you can combat that is to read something that, or to listen to something through like Audible or something like that. I think the link is still good in the description. If you want to get an Audible book for free, go ahead and click that. And if you don't like it, you don't have to continue the subscription, but you still got the book for free. But I have listened to nonfiction, or I've listened to fiction books on there, and nonfiction alike, but I do love some of the fiction books on there. I will recommend The Fault in Our Stars. I think it is a wonderful book to listen to, especially with the different character voices and all that the reader does. That is a wonderful book. Makes me cry every time. Another one, if you are into what if the pagan gods were real, flesh and blood people, deities, in our life and whatnot. Try the book Divine, I think it's called Divine Misfortune. Let me look it up real quick, and I will tell you. Library. It also has the Harry Potter series on there. And that is wonderful. Where is it? Come on. And they also have the great courses on there, which is awesome. So I do recommend that. The Golem and the Genie, wonderful book. The Book Thief, also wonderful. The Fault in Our Stars, where did it go? The Godfather, read by what's his face? It is read by Joe Mantegna. Wonderful rendition. Breakfast with Buddha, Lunch with Buddha, and I think there's a Dinner with Buddha too. That is it's a trilogy, and I don't know if they've come out with other books. Wonderful. Divine Misfortune, that's the one I was looking for. But the Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner with Buddha are wonderful. They make you think, they make you laugh, and they really kind of get you in that introspective zone. So anyway, reading something outside of the normal things that you immerse yourself in. So if you're into fiction, read some nonfiction. If you're into nonfiction, read some fiction. If you like um, drama type books, maybe read a romance novel, something like that. Change up the genres that you read. Also, music. Now, I'm one that I'm kind of stuck in my ways whenever it comes to music. Sometimes I go old time rock and roll, like Beatles and whatnot. Sometimes I will go country, like old school country, and sometimes I will go with pop from today, contemporary pop. Um, so, shifting up your music choices a little bit beyond what you normally do. Now, I cannot understand rap. I'm sorry, I've tried. My mind, even though I can listen to an auctioneer rattle off, 100 items an hour, I cannot listen to rap and decipher what they're saying and what the message is. But I do enjoy uh, some Gregorian chants, which are a little bit slower. I still can't understand what they're saying, but it's a little slower, a little calmer, and it gets me into a certain zone. So, try to push yourself out of your music zone. I'm a hard one to give advice for that because I don't necessarily go outside of my music zones where I'm comfortable. But these will all open up your intuition a little bit. It'll open up your third eye a little bit. It'll give you a broader worldview. Another thing that you can do is honor and trust your intuition. Some affirmations here is I honor and trust my intuition. I am connected to the universe. I have clarity and peace of mind. That's an important one. And you can mix these up. I have clarity. I have peace of mind. Giving yourself that assurance and uh, reinforcing that. This is kind of the fake it till you make it part. Is telling yourself you have this, and you have this clarity. You have this clarity, and once your body hears that enough, your body will also believe it because you are reinforcing it. You are telling it that you have this, and you really do. You have the capability of having it. And I think as witches, we know that whenever we say, "This is my will," I have this. I am connected to the universe. Things start changing around us in order to align us with those affirmations that we say. Journaling, writing. I can tell you that I have received clarity of focus, I would say. I'm trying to think of the way to word this. I have gained focus in goals and my approach to these goals ever since I've started keeping a journal this year. Maybe the goals have not succeeded, and a lot of that for me is due to execution of those goals. But writing them down and making them clear and knowing the why behind what I'm doing is really a great part of my journaling activities. So I will sit there and I'll write, okay, I want to do, let's use business as an example. As you guys know, I sell stuff online, antiques, collectibles, anything that's not nailed down, and some things that are. And I'll write down my goal of, I want to have so many things listed on eBay by this date. My reasoning why is because I want to be able to have this as an additional income. I want to build this business up from where it is now, a little stagnant, and I want to build it up to something that is more sustainable as a full-time job eventually. So, knowing that why and knowing that force behind me that is getting me to that point. Now, I may not have listed anything lately, and a lot of that's because of my execution is definitely an issue. But I can also say that with journaling, you get to examine things about yourself that nobody else is reading, nobody else is knowing that it's there. And you can write these things down and you can say, hey, I'm really not feeling on the ball about this. Um, I need to rethink my approach for this because here's the X, Y, and Z um, hurdles that I'm getting messed up on. And you can really examine yourself and put yourself under that microscope to say, these are things I need to change. You can give yourself your own kind of therapy. Now, I will be clear here. This is not an alternative therapy that negates medical professionals. So I do want to make that definitely clear. Another thing that you can try is frankincense, rosemary, sandalwood, patchouli, which I think we all love a little patchouli. Admit it, you like a little patchouli, and myrrh. It does not surprise me that frankincense and myrrh and patchouli are on these. Rosemary and sandalwood I can see because it is often used in temple incense. Rosemary kind of surprised me, but not entirely. I mean, it is part of what I use in my study incense. So, yeah, definitely a thing there. Now, one of the colors for the third eye chakra is purple. So you're going to want to find purple stones or purple-ish stones. Now, I don't know if I have any of the ones. I do have sodalite. So let me go through this. Tanzanite, these are the ones I found online, was tanzanite, sodalite, iolite, and sapphire. Now, on this one, on my wand, I have a piece of amethyst, which you can't really see that well, and also in my little chakra box here, again, is an amethyst. You go get your, and again, these colors are not showing up well on here, but there you go. It's like what they call a chevron amethyst, I believe. Yeah. So, yeah, get yourself a piece of amethyst. Something that is fairly common to find and not terribly expensive. And you only need a small piece like this one. I would say maybe a size of a quarter. And it is a wonderful stone to sit there and hold. So, I do think that amethyst would be a wonderful stone for you if you're working on this chakra. Now, sodalite for me is more of a study stone. It is a study helper. So if you're writing in your journal and maybe you're taking classes or something like that, maybe having that as a palm stone and sitting with that and being like, okay, I need this to be helping me with my intuition because I'm writing this stuff from an intuitive aspect or something like that. So those types of things. And I think that's all that I have. I don't have anything else for the third eye chakra. I will say that tapping your third eye for 60 some odd times is not necessarily going to open it. It's going to take more than just, tapping your third eye to open it. These are not things that happen instantaneously. Of course, some of us out there are more skilled than others. And, knowing how you progress does help you notify in your life or notice in your life what needs attention in your life, if that makes sense. So, say that you're having a hard time opening your third eye and you're just not quite getting there. Well, is your mind really that open? If it is, if that's not an issue with you, do you have worry and self-doubt that could be causing that blockage? So examining if something is not opening correctly, or not opening uh, as much or as easily for you, start examining the parts of what that chakra represents, and see if that is something that correlates with your life, and start attacking those little things. The chakra system is as much a type of therapy as it is a way of gaining clarity and peace of mind, and signals or messages from the dead, from deity, from wherever you receive them from your higher self or wherever. um, it's as much about self-exploration and self-evaluation as it is for those other things that are also benefits. So do keep that in mind, that you can use this as a way of putting a mirror up to yourself. So anyway, that's all that I have. I think I rambled on quite long enough. Um, Let me edit this down just a little bit, because I was looking through the thing real quick. But I think if you like fiction, or if you like an altered type of universe, I think Divine Misfortune would be a book that you would really get into. And I don't think I've heard anybody else talking about it, but it is a wonderful book. I do suggest reading it, or listening to it on Audible. Again, try the link down below. I don't even know if it works anymore. That's all stuff that I'm on the back end. Pull back the curtain a little bit. On the back end, that I am going through, and I am reevaluating some of the affiliate links and whatnot that are in the description below. So yeah, something I'm doing in the background. Yeah, and there's going to be more things to come on that, so do stay tuned on that. In the meantime, since I didn't do this at the beginning, I will do it now. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right over here. If you would like to have notifications whenever these videos go public, go ahead and hit that bell notification. That's not the bell notification, that's the like symbol. If you like these videos, go ahead and hit that like button. If you dislike it, go ahead and hit the dislike button. Hey, it appeases the algorithmic gods of YouTube. All hail the algorithmic gods of YouTube. Also, join me tomorrow for a Table Talk Thursday. We are going through our Table Topics Cube. No clue what tomorrow's is tomorrow's topic. I have not looked, and we have had some pretty good conversations, I think, these last couple weeks on some of the topics that are coming up. So I'm kind of anxious and nervous. Anxious, nervous synonyms. But I'm kind of anxious and excited at the same time to see what our topic is. So join me tomorrow for that. Join me on Saturday as we are going through Chapter 2 of the Outer Temple of Witchcraft. Join me on Sunday for our Christo-Pagan series, where we are going through part 6, right? I think we're on part 6 of our Witchcraft in the Bible series. Join me on Tuesday for Tarot Talk Tuesday. We are discussing the King of Swords. We're going to wrap up the swords suit, and then we will go on to the wands. And then right back here again on Wednesday for the Witchy Wednesday, where we will be discussing the crown chakra and closing up the chakra series of explaining the chakras. And then I'll discuss on opening and closing and whatnot and all that stuff. So anyway, join me for all that good stuff. 5 days a week. I'm quite tired right now. I think I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to try to get a little bit movement in so I can wake myself up and film the Table Topics Thursday. Until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.